Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and distinguished servants, let me start with a scene you will recognize. It's late. A district office is still lit up. The staffer is staring at his screen with thousands of messages, many identical. Same subject line, same phrasing, same outrage, and of course, same demands. But they're trying to answer one question before morning. Is this the voice of our constituents? Or is it a coordinated operation designed to push us or distract us or even divide us? That is not a technology problem in the abstract. That is a governance problem happening right now. We're gathered here to discuss modernization, blockchain, AI, infrastructure, but before we can talk about ledgers and cryptography, we have to talk about a more foundational problem, what it's supposed to protect. We have to talk about the will of the people. Since the dawn of civilization, the strength of a republic has been bound to the power of the word. Words forge treaties. Words write constitutions. Words set limits to power. A republic is, at its core, an ongoing conversation between the governed and those who choose to lead. That conversation is breaking down. Not because people stop caring, but because the signal is being buried under noise. We are living in the environment military strategists describe as fifth-generation warfare. Information is the weapon. The battlefield is the digital square, the social feed, and the mind of the public. The line between the combatant and the civilian is completely blurred because information operations do not wear uniforms. And the public, completely ill-equipped. They're shouting into a digital storm. They're trying to be heard. But they're competing with bot farms, astroturfing, coordinated campaigns, and algorithms that incentivize outrage over the truth. The result is not just polarization. It is civic fraud. Civic fraud is what happens when leaders cannot verify when the voice lobbying them are real constituents. When you cannot separate the signal from the noise, leadership becomes a guessing game. And that puts you in a uniquely vulnerable position. If you cannot trust the inputs, then every decision is exposed. Every policy debate can be hijacked. Every issue can be inflated, redirected, or manufactured. Many of you are here to prevent fraud, waste, and abuse in financial systems. But I want to ask a more foundational question. How do we prevent fraud in our financial ledgers if we cannot prevent the fraud in civic inputs? How do you lead if you cannot verify that the voices demanding action are the people you were elected to serve? Now here's the good news. The answer is not to retreat from the digital public square. The answer is to rebuild it with principled design. I want to give you 3 simple principles. Each one is practical, each one is implementable, and together they restore the power of the word. Principle 1, verify voice without sacrificing privacy. We need a way for a citizen to prove they have standing, that they live in the district, that they're eligible to participate in the conversation. But we can't solve this by creating a centralized database of personal information. A centralized honeypot is not modernization. It is risk concentration. What we need is a system that can verify eligibility while minimizing the exposure of personal data. A system built for a zero-trust world. This is where blockchain infrastructure becomes more than just a buzzword. Used correctly, it provides integrity without requiring central custody of identity. Principle 2, turn noise into actionable clarity. Even if every message is real, the volume still overwhelms. Representatives cannot read tens of thousands of messages, even if all of tens of thousands are legitimate. So, we need a second capability. We need AI to be used as a tool of clarity, not a tool of imitation. Here's what I mean. Imagine a representative looks at this dashboard on a Monday morning, not a feed of outrage, but a distilled briefing. It says, here are the top 3 verified concerns of your constituents this week. Here is how those concerns have changed since last week. Here are the specific neighborhoods where these issues are concentrated. Here are the most constant facts that constituents are citing. Here are the experts that reflect real human language, not templated spam. That is not replacing the public voice. That is making it legible. Principle 3, create proof of participation in civic action. Today, policymakers are often forced to choose between 2 bad options: either ignore the noise or react to it. Instead, we can create a third option. We can create proof of civic participation. We can show it's real, local, and sustained. This matters because influence operations are not just about injecting messages. They're about manufacturing the appearance of consensus or urgency and even mass support. But when civic actions are verifiable, that manufactured illusion completely collapses. A public regains confidence that engagement matters, and representatives regain confidence that they are looking at the actual reality of the situation. Put these 3 principles together, and a renewed relationship emerges. The citizen is no longer a passive target in an information war. They become a verified participant. The representative is no longer forced to govern through the fog. They gain strength. They can act decisively with verified signals. They can explain decisions clearly because the input is credible. And when the public knows that their voice cuts through the noise, apathy is replaced by engagement. Trust can begin to rebuild, not through slogans, but through structure. Now, I'm not here to sell you a concept. I'm here to show you a real working approach. If you are responsible for policy modernization, civic engagement, identity, election security, or even public trust, I want you to do one simple thing today. Scan the QR code on the screen behind me. Arrange for a priority briefing at keepthesignal.com. Only takes minutes. You will see how through Toto, we filtered the noise, and we verify standing with Woof to produce actionable clarity without building a centralized honeypot of identity. The cost of delay is not abstract. The cost of delay is a public conversation that is becoming less trustworthy, more hostile, and easier to manipulate. I opened with a staffer staring at a screen with thousands of messages, trying to answer just one question. Is this real, or is it engineered? That is the question of our time. The will of the people is not gone. It has been buried under noise. And together, we can build systems that make it legible again. Verified, private, and actionable. Thank you for your time.